Shalom. This is your brother Gabawahal back with another lesson. Today's edification is on beware, be aware. First and foremost, I'm going to say Kahala Yahweh, Ba Hashem Amalak Mashiach Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem Waka Kadash. And honor and respect to all men out there laboring day in and day out to bring out the precepts and rightly dividing the word of truth to wake up the remnant of the children of Israel. And we all have to beware of men spoiling you through philosophies and vain deceit. Any man, men or women, do not listen to men. Listen to what Yahweh Bashem Yahushua have to tell you. Always. We are fighting against principalities and powers, not against flesh and blood. So they come in all forms, in all shapes. We have to be aware, Yasharala, because time is almost there. Satan is working double. As we are working double, he's working double to bring out more people to his damnation as he has already been doing, all right? He's been doing that for a long time, and he's still doing that, but now double. We have to be aware. Wolves of sheep clothing and people coming with vain philosophies and deceit, man. The book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 8, and it reads, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the redeeming of the world, and not after a Mashiach. So you have to be able to discern when somebody come to you in the spirit of the world, spirit of deceit, familiar spirit trying to come to you with witchcraft, trying to come in the spirit of Yahweh Shabbat all the whole time. It's Satan, man. You have to be careful who you let in your ears, can start talking in your ears and to bring you straight to damnation with them, man. Because they cannot escape their fate. So they're recruiting people to go with them. Me, my goal is to make it by my Father, Yahweh Bashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. I will never let somebody else take that away from me. Okay? I want to bring out another precept, the book of Matthew, chapter 1. I'm going to start at the 6th verse. Salakia, Matthew chapter 16. Salakia. There it is. And then Yahushua said unto them, take heed that beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Those were high priests of Israel at that time. And Yahushua is telling you to beware of them. You think they're not back on the earth? You think there's not false teachers on this earth still? You think they're not in wolves and sheep clothing still? It's not only your pastors, but also men with fringes on. They could be anybody. That's why you got to rightly divide the word of truth for yourself and to get understanding. And they reason among themselves, saying, it is because we taken no bread, which when Yahweh Shai perceived, and said unto them, O ye little faith, why reason ye among yourselves? Because ye have brought no bread. No wisdom, man. They have no wisdom. That bread is not really bread that should eat, is wisdom. Okay? So these men does not have the full world, man. They're lacking in their doctrines. And as soon as you see that, you're supposed to leave. You're supposed to go away because they will lead you wherever they're going. You follow men, not Yahweh Shai, so it's a problem. Let's go to another precept, the book of Luke, chapter 12 and verse 1. Okay? And in the meantime, when they were gathered together, an innumerable multitude of people, and so much that they trod one upon another, he began to say unto this disciple, first of all, beware ye of the leaven of the Pharisees and the hypocrisy. You have to beware of hypocrites. The people who's telling you to do things that they're not doing themselves. Was teaching you the laws and statutes and commandments, but not keeping them themselves. And was telling you to do things without showing you the precepts, just by their own mouth. And they cannot present you more than one precepts. You have to be careful. Akim, Akwat, be careful. First of all, you have to be careful of the Pharisees and the hypocrites in this truth, man. Verse 2, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ears of closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. So there's nothing you can do to hide yourself, man. If you're a damn Pharisee in this thing, man, I can see you. I know you. If you're not diligent, I already see that. And that's when you lost me. Until you show me improvement, I will not be listening to you ever again. Because my eyes and my ears are the windows of the soul. I cannot listen to any type of vile thing and see any type of vile thing, man. Because that's going to corrupt my soul. It's like somehow, some way this happened, okay? But yeah, Matthew chapter 7 and verse 15. The book of Matthew chapter 7 and verse 15. And he said, beware of false prophets, which come unto you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravening wolves. Sheep's clothing mean fringes, man. A long garment, long beard, long hair. They seems like outwardly, they keeping all the laws, man. But you don't know what that man is doing behind his closed door, man. But the Lord will make everything manifest to the elects. We're not going to be easy to be manipulated, because the Lord will always give us instructions. And also, we are not ordinary people. We are created with the spirit of discernment. Okay? The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 3. We're going to start at verse 3. Okay? But I fear lest by any means, you have to be careful. But the Lord said, by any means. I don't care what he come say to you. Come invite you to their congregation. Just watch them fall off, man. Stay over there and love me over there. If you want to love me over there. If you want to learn from me, go on my YouTube channel and learn. I do not want to congregate with nobody. I do not want to be joined into nobody, because I want my spirit to be protected. But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent begat Eve through his subtlety. You know what subtlety means? Very cunning, very delicate. He will come to you as an angel of light, man. For your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach. That means when you simple in the precept, right, you do not have a lot of knowledge, because you're waiting for men to teach you instead of you open the book and start reading, because you've not been aware then you're going to be deceived very easily. Next thing you know, you're calling upon another name. Next thing you know, you're praying to other gods. Next thing you know, you're into Christianity. You're back to your vomit because you are simple-minded. Verse 4, for if he that cometh preaching another Hamashiach, whom we have another Yahushua, whom we have not preached. Okay, if somebody comes on you with another book or another doctrine, okay, that the Hebrew Israelite never taught you, okay, and if you receive another spirit is so like it. But if you receive another spirit, because depending to who you pray to, that's who you're gonna that's what you're gonna address, and whatever entity you pray to going to send your spirit, then that's not of Yamashiach Yahushua, which is the real name of the Lord and Savior, the King Yahushua. And if you receive another spirit which ye have not received, the same spirit that Yahushua have, if you don't have the same spirit, or another gospel, another doctrine, which ye have not accepted, Yahushua never accepted, you might well bear with him. That means you will die with that spirit will send you that. Will you follow? Whatever going to happen to that spirit, then that's what's going to happen to you. Okay? For verse 5, for I suppose not that I wait behind to every chiefest apostles. Verse 6, but though I be rude in speech, Yahushua was rude in speech. That's Paul speaking. 1 Corinthians, the book of Corinthians was written by Paul. Okay, but though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge. Yahushua was an austere man. He was rude in speech also. He was speaking things that nobody have heard before. And that's the spirit of the prophets, man. We are rude in speech, but we are not in knowledge. But we have been truly made manifest among you in all things. The Lord said he will make us manifest in the last days so we could wake up the children of Israel. And this is what's happening right now, man. All right? So you better be careful. You better be aware of who the real prophets are, so you can learn from the righteous man of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Okay, the book of Mark, chapter 13. We're going to start at the 5th verse. We're right here. And Yahushua inserted them to begin to say, I'm going to read verse 3. He said, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives over against the temple, people in James and John and Andrew asked him privately, tell us, when shall these things be? And when shall be the sign of when all these things shall be fulfilled? So they're asking him good questions, man. All right? Asking them questions about when is going to be the end of the world, man. When is going to be all the things that you're talking about is going to happen. And Yahushua answered them, begin to say, take heed lest any man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Y'all in the Christian church right now worshiping a white man Jesus, which is false doctrine, false religion. You start worshiping Caesar Borgia. You're reading Yiddish. You're not learning your true heritage, your true language. Nothing. You all been deceived very harshly. And the Lord tell you to beware. Take heed mean to beware. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And when ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, and yet not be troubled, such things must need to be, but the end shall not be yet. This is the same thing that's saying in the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter. All right. Okay. Verse 9 said, and take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to councils, and in the synagogues you shall be beaten, and ye shall be brought before rulers and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them. Because when you speak against these nations, they get mad instead of correction, man. And the Lord said, what? Verse 10, the gospel must first be published among all nations. That's what we're doing right now. YouTube is a platform that is universal. Any of a click of a button, you can watch a video of somebody who just made in Indonesia, not far away in Asia. It don't matter wherever, as long as you type it. If you type Hebrew Israelite, then there's going to be, vain deceit, probably. But in the midst of it, when you start watching one good one, and then you will bring all the other ones. But the Lord do that with the algorithm so that nobody will actually find this truth like that, because it's not for everybody. So you gotta be aware that no man deceive you through philosophies and false doctrines. That was my lesson for today. Because me myself, I've been tempted to believe in another philosophy that I was not of Hamashiach Yahushua. And I discerned the spirit, and I rebuke it. I repented, and I will be back with another lesson very soon. With that, I'm going to close out. I'm going to say, Kala Yahweh Hashem Amalaka Yahushua. Kala Yahweh Hashem Amalaka Mashiach Yahushua. Amen and Shalom.